Okay, so I got a few requests for a tutorial on how to take a design and put it into a Photoshop template, for example, flags. So the first thing you need to do, obviously, is find a Photoshop file, like a mockup that's purposely built for this. So the one that I went and got was from Adobe Stock because I have access to this. But basically, let's see, flag. And then you basically would go in, get a license for it. And I know a lot of people probably don't have access to that, but there are other places to get it. So flag, mockup, PSD. PSD is a Photoshop file. Um, and so then you can find, and there's some different sources like free pick. Uh, and usually these, you have to go through and find one that kind of works for you, but usually these will be a template that you can then drop in your image asset. Another really good one is mrmockup.com. They have a lot of free mockups here, and you can also do a search for flags and get some pretty decent ones. And then all you really have to do is just download the one that you want. Um, let's just say something like this one here. Uh, yeah, big download link. And just give it a few seconds and it should start downloading. Anyhow, what I'm going to do though is I will show you with the Photoshop file that I already have. So we'll skip the browser part and come to basically, I use this tool. This is a different design tool called Figma. This is where I usually create most of my designs. It's what I'm most familiar with for work. But you basically want to export it uh, pretty, probably pretty decent size. And so I'll just put this on my computer, desktop somewhere. So however it is that you acquire your artwork assets, just have it saved out PNG or SVG. It doesn't really matter. I could probably do a vector file as well, and that would work. So then getting into Photoshop itself, that's not Photoshop. Here we go, Photoshop. What we'd want to do is to open that. Let's see if I can find it again. Want to open the flag template. So I have this here. Here we go. So this is what I got from the Adobe Stock one. It's basically kind of already set up. It's like a template already set up for you. So within the layers panel here, you can see there's this one that says double click here. You double click that, that gives you basically the place where you drop in your artwork. So for me, I will do open as a smart object, and I'll pull in my artwork. And I think it's good to open when you're doing this to make that selection specifically open as a smart object because it allows you to more easily resize it appropriately without there being a lot of the distortions that would happen otherwise. In my case, I'm just going to use the vector. It'll still rasterize it, so it'll make it pixels, and the dimensions really don't matter. You do that, and so here it opens that as a new file. What you want to do then is select the layer and left click on it and go up to duplicate layer. And here you will get a modal that comes up, and you'll want to select in this drop down to select that. In this case, it's called double click here, but that basically that place where you put in your artwork, and click OK. So if we jump over to that, it's a .psb file. You'll see that the artwork is now in here. Now what I do, and I'm on a Mac, so the keystrokes might be a little different on a PC, but basically I do Command T, yeah, or I think on a PC it'd be Control T, and it basically puts it into this mode that you can scale your artwork. So I just usually try to get it centered. You'll see these little pink grid lines that basically tell you you're centered vertically and horizontally. And then what I do is I'll just grab these little bars on the side here and then make it adjust, shrink it down basically so that it fits this way. The original artwork I have is a bit taller than here, so that's why I do it from the sides, and it still turns out pretty good. Hit return or enter, and then you basically save this. So in my case, it's Command S to save. And now if we go back to the original Photoshop file, you'll see that our new artwork is now in the flag design. Then from there, you can just export it, whatever settings you want to do. I'll just do as a PNG file. That's pretty big, so I might drop that down 50% and then export. There we go. And call it whatever. And then hit save, and that's pretty much it. And you're done. So hopefully that helps give you an idea of how to do these kind of nice renders of your designs.